The F2000 is the quote-unquote new kid on the block when it comes to BattleBit Remastered's weaponry. Long being a weapon admired for its almost sci-fi-esque appearance, it comes to BattleBit as a strong contender for those looking for a very, very easy weapon to just pick up and use out of the gate. But does that leave it with some things left to be desired? G'day there once again viewers, your mate Kamikaze78 here, and today we're going to be reviewing the F2000 Assault Rifle in BattleBit Remastered. So folks, as usual, let's do a quick rundown on how today's video is going to play out. We're going to start off with a breakdown of the F2000 stats, as this will go a long way to informing the performance of the weapon. We'll then follow up with some analysis of the weapon, talking about just how good it is and, how you can make the most of it in-game with some tips and tricks. And then finally, we'll wrap up with some attachment option recommendations just to make it that little bit better in-game. As always, a big thank you goes out to BattleBit community member Oxygen, whose tools and stat collation has done a lot to inform these weapon reviews in the long run. Also, as a reminder, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and come follow us over on our Twitch channel for some live gameplay action as well, guys. We often have some really good banter in our Twitch chat, so it'd be great to have you there as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the review. As per usual, we're going to kick off with the damage department here today, and yeah, look guys, if there was ever an assault rifle that was the embodiment of essentially slapping someone across the face with a limp fish for a damage profile, it's the F2000. We are dealing with a maximum damage of 23 out to the 50 meter mark, which, yep, is the lowest damage profile on any assault rifle in the game. In fact, let me take it one step further here. There is only one other primary weapon in the entire game that beats the F2000 for having a weaker damage per shot in its maximum damage range. Anyone want to throw a guess as to what weapon that is? Yep, it's the Chris Vector, the bullet vomit machine itself. So yeah, as far as damage per bullet metrics are concerned, the F2000 is really what one may call weak as piss. And it does a few things to the weapon that you really need to keep in mind when rocking it. For example, out of the gate, it forces the weapon into a 5 bullet to kill threshold at a minimum with body shots, assuming no body armor comes into play, which definitely doesn't do the weapon any favors in the magazine economy side of things, which in a game like BattleBit fucking matters a lot. Now thankfully, we do maintain a 5 bullet to kill consistency out to 121 meters, which is not something to be scoffed at, and you'll see why as we dive into other areas on the weapon as well. Headshot wise though, this is where things get very, very interesting, and where in a way, the F2000 starts to redeem itself a smidge here. A headshot damage of 34.5 gets us down to a base headshot bullet to kill of 3 shots, which when compared against the base body shot 5-shot bullet to kill threshold, my god, once you start training your crosshair to the right place, it'll suddenly feel like those enemies are going to go down faster than a heftier kid on a seesaw. Again, remember all of this for later folks. Throw in that rate of fire of 850 rounds per minute, which clocks the F2000 in as the second fastest firing assault rifle in the category. Is it enough to bring the weapon from the clutches of complete and total uselessness? Well, let's find out with a good look at the time to kill stats. And look, we are well and truly greeted with a world of extremes here, folks. Rocking a best case scenario time to kill of 282 milliseconds against body shots. Yeah, there's no way to sugarcoat this. This time to kill kinda sucks. In the world of assault rifles, only the AUG carries a worse time to kill baseline, which basically means that most fully automatic weapons in the game are gonna smack you around while you're using the F2000 in a straight up 1v1 fight. Your enemies may just go ahead and throw in a good old dip potato chip for good measure as well. Go ahead and throw normal armor into the consideration, and well, surrender is just really gonna feel like the best options at times after all. And if you come across a beast running exo armor, at that point, you may as well be using a nerf super soaker against the dude at that point. But, once again, if we take the moment to activate our 2 remaining brain cells and point the crosshair slightly higher, we are greeted by a headshot time to kill that comparatively feels like you are Thanos snapping people into the ether, 141 milliseconds out to 84 meters. For context, that is a time to kill that completely annihilates the likes of the M4 in the headshot time to kill department. By now, you should probably be getting an idea as to what you should be doing with this weapon here, but I'll let you think about it a bit more in case you're feeling a bit slow today. As always, just want want to be clear in mentioning that these time to kill stats are theoretical in nature. They assume that all bullets will either hit the chest or the head area sequentially with 100% accuracy and no bullet travel time into account. And obviously, the further a target is from you, the less accurate you are likely to be, so just remember that when you're looking at these stats here. Muzzle velocity wise, we are greeted by 700 meters per second, which is pretty stock standard in the world of assault rifles, and engaging moving targets at range is going to feel not too cumbersome with the F2000. So yeah, we've had a pretty mixed bag here so far with the F2000. Let's just say that the handling is about to bust through the door here like a SWAT team and quickly turn the tides in favor of this weapon here. Starting off with the recoil pattern, we have a vertical recoil kick of 1 per shot and a horizontal recoil kick of 0.6 per shot. Now, let me be the first to tell you here, folks, we have reviewed a few weapons here on the channel thus far for BattleBit, some of which are faster firing with pretty hefty, let's call it aggregate recoils over longer bursts, and others that just kick you like a fucking toddler who got told no more screen time, sweetie, with every shot they fire. The F2000 here is neither of those things. This thing's recoil, if you could even call it that, is non-existent, a total point-and-click adventure that requires very little wrinkles and lumps on the old grey matter to use properly. With an accuracy of 76.25 on top of that, again, you are just going to struggle to find any issues with the handling of the F2000 from this perspective. And when we jump onto the reload time here, I mean, it really seems like the F2000 just keeps on turning over a new leaf and getting its stuff sorted. Rocking a base reload time of 3.51 seconds, it doesn't quite snag itself on the top of the list here for speedy reloads, but it's also far from the slowest out there, which is actually very important for the F2000 here. Given the damage model and how it hurts the magazine economy, the fact that our downtime with the weapon's reload ain't that bad puts it back into the good books a smidge here from a efficiency perspective, if you will. Now, if you throw a quick mag drop reload into the mix, then you are greeted by a smooth 2.6 second reload time, and that, in my view, is something worth dropping a magazine for. I mean, even with a full reload from an empty mag, you're going to only be hit with a 4.4 second long reload time, which again, ain't that bad at the end of the day when you compare it to other weapons that we've looked at so far. Mobility wise, the F2000 continues to impress here. While we may be only rocking a 1x movement speed on the weapon, we do have a 0.15 second ADS time, which is exceptional for the assault rifle category and is a luxury only shared by the likes of the SG550 and the AUG A3. So that there, folks, is the F2000 from start to stop. And look, we've got ourselves one very interesting and somewhat unique beast on our hands here. Sure, we have a rather pitiful damage output on paper, but the moment you start cracking headshots, the weapon quickly reaches absolute Giga Chad status, all the while sporting a snappy reload speed and one of the straightest recoil patterns out there in any first-person shooter game I've ever played, with some really solid mobility to boot for an assault rifle. Yeah, it's actually a really solid package to run with here. Ultimately, what it does is it gives the F2000 this almost pseudo position in the game of being just another quote-unquote easy weapon to pick up and use with no issues, sacrificing the stopping power for that ease of use. But if you work on your skills as a player, it's actually a weapon that can quickly land itself in the top tier echelon of weapons across the game. A true, easy to pick up, hard to master style of weapon. And that's why for most players in BattleBit Remastered, the F2000 is going to be a very passive weapon. Its shocking body shot time to kill and rough magazine economy means that it will get outpaced by most weapons in straight up body shot fights, and it will catch itself running out of ammo for multiple fights in quick succession due to how many rounds you need per target. So out of the gate, this weapon is going to be very much for the patient player, the player that doesn't mind sitting back and really putting that recoil, or lack thereof, to good use to just completely laser beam some poor bastard from 75 meters away. In this playstyle, you'll often be sitting up in buildings or behind some cover, taking a calmer approach to the game, where while the F2000's damage model fails, it makes up for it in its ability to accurately dispatch high volumes of fire with no issues. There'll be times where someone will get the drop on you at range, act all cocky and shit, thinking they have you dead to rights, only for you to turn on them with the F2000 and unleash nothing short of a fully automatic, completely accurate freight train's worth of hot lead right back at them. And the shit-eating grin that will sit on your face after you do that will be oh so worth it. So yeah, don't be afraid to play a little bit slow with the F2000. You know, smell the flowers, enjoy the little things in life, stuff like that. Now, that's not to say that the weapon can't perform well for the ADHD-riddled zoomer shooters out there like myself. The weapon's ADS time and pretty snappy reload times makes it a very smooth operator in a CQC environment, which I can't help but enjoy every time I pick it up. But there's also no denying that it does take a little bit of that quote-unquote secret sauce to really get the most out of it. Going for headshots is of course important with every weapon that you'll use in BattleBit, but at the same time, I don't think I've used an automatic weapon where it was this important. And the moment you start playing with the F2000 aggressively, you'll see a huge improvement in your gameplay the moment you start going for those headshots. But alright, let's get ourselves into the attachments and the recommended build for the weapon here today. As some of you will know, BattleBit Remastered's attachment selection just got a complete and total rebalancing from go to woe, which means that we've got some new attachments to consider in the grand scheme of things, and some that have quickly been taken off of their previous totem poles that they sat on. I still have some work to do in working out exactly what attachment slots are going to be best and meta post-update, but I'm still pretty confident in this build for the F2000 here today. Starting off with the sight of choice, we're just going to be rocking a 1x sight of your choosing here. Yes, the F2000 rocks an awesome recoil pattern that lets it stretch its effective range out to a good distance, but my view is that the AUG still takes the top spot if you want to use an assault rifle with a medium range optic anyway, and the F2000 more leans a bit heavier into that CQC arena. For your grip, we're going to be taking the B25 URK here today. While yes, the reload speed is already incredibly competitive on the F2000, I still like to double down on improving the weapon's overall uptime where I can, noting its magazine efficiency problems. And let's be fair, the recoil here doesn't really need that much in the way of improvement anyways, so I feel like this is the best case scenario for improving the F2000 when you consider all elements. Given that we can't equip a mag attachment on the weapon either, this is the best we're going to be able to get from a reload speed perspective, which I think wins out the day. As far as the barrel attachment is concerned, for me, it's worth taking on board the compensator. This offers a small improvement to vertical and horizontal recoil, with what I can tell is the lowest amount of cost to you as a player for equipping the attachment. But folks, with all of that said, that is going to wrap up today's video and weapon review on the F2000 assault rifle in BattleBit Remastered. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a long time coming, and it's been a long time since I've done a weapon review of this style. It's been a while since I've done a lot of videos of many styles, but I am back. I'm getting back into the groove of things, and I'm getting back into the, swing of getting some more regular YouTube content out to you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please backhand the like button, as it does go a long way to supporting the channel, especially now that I'm getting myself back into the rhythm. And something I do want to plug a little bit more aggressively at the moment, folks, is our Discord server. Come on through, come hang out. We've got a great community there. We're doing some changes to the Discord server to make it a little bit more enjoyable for you guys as well, and it would be great to have you there too. Come say good day. For the time being though, folks, once again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.